Over the years, international trade deals have hurt many of our second district workers and families and the businesses that employ them. When I was growing up in central Maine, our cities and towns were humming with paper mills, shoe factories, tanneries, and textile spinning and woolen mills. And with those thriving businesses came thousands of good-paying jobs. Our schools and churches were full, and our neighborhoods were beehives of activities for our kids. My grandmother Bouchard was a terrific seamstress who made the finest shirts in the world at Hathaway Shirts in Waterville. It closed about 10 years ago. My late brother worked at the Cascade Woolen Mill in Oakland. That's gone. And I worked the night shift at the Wyandotte Spinning Mill in Sydney to help pay for school. It's now closed, along with Scott Paper in Winslow. Now, every time a factory or a mill closes, it devastates that community. Some families are forced to leave or go on public assistance. Many young workers go out of state because so have the jobs. Schools close, hospitals struggle, and the fabrics of our towns unwind. This is very sad to experience, and I have experienced it. Today, there are only a handful of our mills and factories left in Maine. We must do everything humanly possible to help them survive and grow. We must protect those good-paying jobs with benefits. Now, government at all levels has a role in this. Elected officials should push for lower electricity, heating oil, and gasoline costs. And that's exactly what I'm doing in Congress. Cheaper energy will help keep our plants competitive with those in other states and other countries. Then they can better able sell their products and keep our jobs. Government must also push for lower taxes and for fair and predictable regulations. That will help our employers succeed. And that's exactly what I'm doing for you in Congress. For those of us who have run businesses and created jobs, this is just common sense. Now, Maine businesses, of course, need markets to sell their products throughout America and around the world. But some forces are beyond our control, like the declining demand for paper, as more of our daily lives are conducted over the internet. Now, when it comes to trade with other countries, the deal must be fair for our workers and our employers. The playing field must be level. Now, we're Americans and we're Mainers. We can compete and win against any state or any country, but the rules must be fair. Our government cannot cede any advantage to other countries. Over the past several months, I've poured over 2,000 pages of a new international trade agreement negotiated by the Obama administration with 11 other countries in the Pacific Rim. I've reached out and heard from thousands of our second district workers and their employers concerning the proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. During my research, I've received lots of pressure from powerful interests down in Washington. They want me to support their goals, but I don't work for them. And I don't work for businesses in Japan or Vietnam. I work for 650,000 of the most honest and hardworking families in our second district of Maine. Now, after months of careful and thorough analysis, I've concluded that the proposed TPP international trade agreement is not in the best interest of our second district workers and their families. I don't believe this deal gives us a fair shot, and as a result, I do not support it. Now, this is not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is about jobs. This is about Maine jobs. Now, I'm all for free and fair trade, but the deal must help, not harm, our families and our state. Last year, President Obama visited a Nike athletic shoe factory on the West Coast to promote this TPP agreement. Nike outsources thousands of U.S. manufacturing jobs to other countries. The president could have done himself and our workers more good by visiting one of our New Balance factories in Skowhegan, Norwich, or in Norway. That's where 900 of the most skilled shoemakers in the world manufacture 100% American-made shoes, the best in the world. Last year, I voted twice against giving the president fast-track trade authority. I don't think negotiating secret, complex trade deals without the involvement of the people's representatives in Congress is fair, and it's also hurtful to American workers and to companies like New Balance. The job of all of our public officials, all of us, is to stand up and do what's right to help our workers and our jobs. As your 2nd District Congressman, I will always fight tooth and nail for every single Maine job. Thank you.